Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Paid to Drive, back by popular demand. We are doing more reaction content, this time to Lindey. Make sure you go and check her out. Her link's at the top of the description. Make sure to go subscribe to her and tell her we said hi. And DoorDash could be in some big trouble here, folks, so listen up. Here we go. Everyone comment, here we go.
This is not meeting customer needs. If somebody can't afford to spend almost $35 to have a burger and fries delivered, go get it. Or better yet, make a freaking sandwich at home. This is not hard. It's predatory. Plain and simple. But if it can't get any worse, in the DoorDash rabbit hole that I fell down this last week, there's also lawsuits that are pending. Let's learn about the $1 billion class action lawsuit that is currently pending for DoorDash. So I've mentioned on my channel before.
Have you guys heard about this? Let me know.
That I really like DoorDash videos. For entertainment purposes, I personally do not order a lot of DoorDash. I think the only time I ordered DoorDash more than twice a month was when we were all sick. But every time I've ever had DoorDash delivered, it always kind of hits me in my gut a little bit because I know that things are priced more expensive than if I just went to go pick it up and order it myself at the restaurant. I've always known that. I've always known that there's a markup. And that markup is honestly one of the reasons why I personally don't order it very much. Not only that, but we just really don't eat out a lot. We do a lot of cooking from home. I work from home, so it's not hard for me to, cook dinner or meal prep. So DoorDash is definitely.
Do you, as a driver, ever order DoorDash for yourself or for your family? Let me know.
Definitely a luxury that we don't really take part in.
Yes, guys, subscribe.
Luxury, mostly because of the price tag that's associated, but I do like to watch DoorDashing videos. But one of the things that always bothered me about the DoorDashing videos were when the dashers would talk about how much money they actually got paid. And this always kind of ate at me a little bit because I know how much more expensive the food is to order on the DoorDash app. I know all the delivery fees and all of that. And so it's like the drivers are just getting a little bit of that money plus whatever tip you might put on your order. And unfortunately, a lot of people are not kind enough to tip very much, if at all. And I suspect that a lot of the reason why those tips are so small or non-existent is probably because of all of the fees that are associated with DoorDash and ordering on the app. So
how many times have we talked about it, that the extensive fees that DoorDash, Uber Eats, GrubHub, all of these apps charge is part of the reason why customers are less likely to want to tip you better. Keep that in mind.
When it comes down to it, people are paying such a high markup for food that there's not enough left to tip the driver afterwards.
Exactly.
So that was always something that kind of bothered me about DoorDash. I have found information that really just solidifies how predatory DoorDash really is. Before I get any further into this video, I did want to let all of you guys know that I did start a second YouTube channel. It is linked down in the video description. If you would go over there and subscribe for me, I would be so grateful. Thank you again for all of your support. And now let's get back into the topic. So this TikTok user is It's Chris 1.0.
Everyone knows Five Guys is super expensive, so I made the dumb decision of ordering it on DoorDash, and you're never going to believe how much it costs. To keep things simple, I literally just got a plain cheeseburger and a little fries, and I mean, that's just ridiculous, but whatever, I get it. They give you a lot. All right, this is the price with no tip, and if you know DoorDash, you pretty much can't get an order without tipping, so here we go. We have $4 in delivery fees, $4.50 in extra fees and estimated tax, whatever that is. And then we have a total of $28. And with DoorDash's recommended tip, the total came out to be $34. $34. How?
$34, okay, for a cheeseburger and small fries. Not even a drink. And you're paying $34, bro.
Like, you must have to be rich to order DoorDash because there's just no way normal people are ordering it.
$34.81 for a burger and a small fry. Now, granted, the small fry is, like half a bag. full of fries at Five Guys, if we're just being honest here. A burger and fries delivered, including the tip, for $34.81. That's almost $35. I can go out to eat and get like an entree with an appetizer and a Diet Coke for under $25. Okay? Are you, like, is this for real? Like, I knew it was bad.
This is how these companies are worth billions of dollars, because of the overcharging. You know? If you're still with me, comment "still with you, Pete," or "still with you."
But until I started seeing these videos, I didn't realize it was that bad. So this next
bad.
TikTok user I wanted to talk about is Trouble with the Tippets. I do think that she is also a DoorDash driver. I really haven't watched a lot of her content, but I wanted to share this video because she is talking more so about the upcharge of the actual items without talking about the extra fees of delivery and everything else, because there is a huge difference in the cost of food alone without considering all of that other extra stuff, not even including the tip.
I wanted to do another transparency video with DoorDash. So if you order on the DoorDash app at McDonald's for these 3 items, it's $20.85. If you were to simply go to the restaurant, it's $14.60. That's a price difference of $6.25.
See?
That cost breakdown always varies per restaurant, and they can choose how much they want to charge for every item. DoorDash also charges the restaurant to use their service.
Yep.
I've heard it's upwards of 30%.
Yep.
So they're making a double profit on it.
Yeah, it's always been at least like high 20s, but at least like 30%. And I know that even on GrubHub and Uber Eats. So these companies are just banking, man. Banking on all of us.
Each order. And with McDonald's, I've averaged about $2.50 for each order. In a big city, that's really worth it if you're only going a mile or so.
Right.
In my area, it really depends on the order. I had an order the other day, and it took me 2 minutes to get to McDonald's, but it took me 25 to get to the customer.
Oof.
The only reason I picked that order up was because they tipped me $8. And that's a shame. I shouldn't have to depend on the tip to take the order.
Right.
I have turned down orders before because they were only $2.50, and it was a 6-mile drive. If it
Yeah,
doesn't pay for my
dude.
gas, I can't.
Those are those upside down orders like Vernon Thompson was talking about. I love the fact of how he calls them upside down orders. You do not want to take those under any circumstance.
Can't take it, and that's really unfair.
So her video kind of cut off pretty abruptly, but on a $20 food order, it was an additional $6.20 to order it on DoorDash, not including the fees, not including the tip. That
Right.
is almost a 30% increase in just the food cost alone,
Right.
not including anything else. And like she said, DoorDash charges an additional 30-something% to the restaurant to even use their service. So DoorDash is literally double dipping.
Yep.
They're literally double dipping. They're charging all of these surcharges and fees, taxes and extras. Like, what? In addition to...
Also, mind you, in the breakdown, they don't even tell you exactly what those extras you're paying for are. In my opinion, it's just going in their pocket. That's business.
The 32% that they're upcharging the food, in addition to the 30 whatever percent they're charging the restaurants for using their service.
Yep.
Yet drivers like her are getting offered a measly $2.50 to go deliver it.
Yep.
Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. This next TikTok user is Devon the Man. It could be Devon the Man. And he's really digging into all of the additional charges.
Here, watch
Can we
this.
talk about delivery fees? Because before, you would just be responsible for what you ordered plus a couple dollars for a delivery fee. Now, they broke it down. Delivery fee and the service fee.
What's the
I
difference?
thought the service was delivery.
Right.
What other service? The app? So we can charge to use the app?
What's the service fee?
And then it says tax. I thought the tax was in the service. Isn't like the service, the delivery, like what? And then we gotta tip the driver. I thought the tip was the delivery fee. See
what I mean? How customers are getting confused that they think the delivery fee is what goes to the driver completely. They don't know the driver's getting $2 or $2.50 as just a base. They have no idea. So a lot of people are like, no, why should I tip on top of that? That's why drivers are getting screwed.
outrageous.
It is
It's
outrageous.
getting outrageous. Now it's like you got to be rich to get a burger delivered to you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like you have to be rich to get a burger, just like the other guy that ordered a burger and fries from Five Guys. He literally said, you have to be rich to order DoorDash. This guy says it's like you have to be rich in order to order DoorDash. But that brings me to the next point and the next thing that got put on my radar that just really showed me how absolutely sleazy DoorDash really is as a company. And
Yep.
that is the fact that they are now partnering with Klarna
Yep.
so that you can now buy the food and pay for it later without using your credit. You just, have a fee and a payment plan. That's right. You can now have a payment plan to pay for your burger that costs you almost $35 to have DoorDash.
Yep.
What? So a recent article was posted on NBC News that says, Eat Now, Pay Later, DoorDash Klarna deal fuels concerns about loans for takeout. The food delivery
Imagine that, having to take out a flexible loan to pay for your dinner. Like layaway. Remember layaway?
app and the installment lender say that they are offering a flexible alternative to high interest credit cards. Some social media users and advocates see it as a sign of hard times. See, I don't see it as a sign of hard times. I see it as being predatory because now people love the
Well, Lindey, it's a bit of both, to be perfectly honest with you. It's both. What do you guys think? Do you think it's both? And let's see if we can get 1 like on this video and 1 subscriber if you're new. 1 like, 1 subscriber. Thanks, guys.
convenience of buying food on DoorDash and not having to go get it, but the price tag is a little bit high. But the price tag and all of these fees and the costs associated with buying a simple hamburger and paying $35 to have it delivered, now you don't have to worry. You don't have to pay $35. You can just, pay $7 now and then maybe another $12 over the course of the next 3 months. It's no big deal. Go ahead and order that burger. It's not predatory at all. So this article was posted on March 25th, 2025, and it reads, DoorDash and Klarna are joining forces to let users pay for deliveries with installment loans, calling it essential to meeting our customers' needs. Not everybody sees it that way. No, not everybody sees it that way. This is not meeting customer needs. If somebody can't afford to spend almost $35 to have a burger and fries delivered, go get it. Or better yet, make a freaking sandwich at home. This is not hard. This is not meeting customer needs. It's predatory.
Would you guys rather make a sandwich or order DoorDash? Let me know.
Plain and simple. The announcement has drawn a flurry of criticism on social media sites less directed at the companies themselves than questioning what the need to use buy now, pay later service for food orders says about the increasingly debt-ridden economy. Yes,
Yep.
and that's the thing. Right now, with inflation and the cost of everything going up, people are increasing in debt. And so companies like DoorDash, rather than do something like, I don't know, maybe charge less in fees, or I don't know, maybe pay your delivery drivers a little bit more so that they, have the money to combat inflation. No, your solution is buy now, pay later to put people in even more debt. And I'm telling you guys, I have such a strong freaking opinion about buy now, pay later. I'm considering doing an entirely separate video about it because the predatory nature of the buy now, pay later apps, in my opinion, is pretty closely resembling payday loans and car title loans. It is predatory because as people are signing up for these, they don't realize how much their debt is accumulating. Because no, they don't have an interest rate that is getting added to their balance every single month like a typical credit card. But the idea of it being made so easy to buy now and pay later, that alone is predatory because...
See, it's predatory, but you know what? For some people, it may work. It may work. That's really what it is. I've even seen this on Instacart. I've seen this on, Shipped, I think, as well. for Target. So, you know, it is predatory. I'm going to say that, but I guess for some people it's clearly working because they have this partnership. So something must be going on, right?
It's making it easy for people to get carried away, and then they are drowning in so much buy now, pay later debt that they're even worse off now than they were then, but at least they got to sit on their...
That's where it gets predatory, because if they keep doing the buy now, pay later, then, you know, who knows, they may owe like $500-$600 or something that they maybe would not have spent otherwise. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Couch and order their burger for DoorDash. That made it all better. But if it can't get any worse, in the DoorDash rabbit hole that I fell down this last week, there's also lawsuits that are pending. Let's learn about the $1 billion class action lawsuit that is currently pending for DoorDash.
$1 billion.
Monster $1 billion class action has been filed against DoorDash for its predatory practices. Basically just alleging that DoorDash is one giant scam. Here are some of the allegations. First, the delivery windows advertised are consistently 5 to 7 minutes less than the actual delivery window, which suggests that DoorDash has an algorithm that intentionally deceives customers. Next, while vehemently claiming that they are legally not a delivery service, so that they're not actually responsible for your actual delivery, DoorDash literally charges something called a delivery fee and does not pass that fee along to the drivers, aka the deliverers, but they keep it for themselves.
Yeah, see, that's another thing too. You know, oh boy, this is a lot.
Also on fees by separating out service fee from delivery fee from city fee.
That's what I wanted to say. DoorDash and Uber Eats refer to themselves as technology companies that connect restaurants, customers, and you know, DoorDash all together. That's how they refer to themselves, so that they're not a delivery service per se.
They are psychologically manipulating consumers into thinking that these are all separate.
Right.
When they all go to the same pot, yes, including the city fee, and deep in their terms, they say, well, they don't even have to tell you what these fees are for. Now, for those of you who pay for Express, when you pay for priority to you, they don't actually tell your Dasher that you've paid extra for priority to you, and the average time of receiving an Express or standard order is allegedly the same. There are also serious allegations of how DoorDash is predatory to their drivers. So DoorDash holds their tips and pay for a week and makes the drivers pay DoorDash fees to get their pay earlier. And the same allegations of predatory behavior towards restaurants, that DoorDash holds the money you pay for restaurants for a week and makes the restaurants pay extra if they want the money before. This is allegedly a problem because DoorDash explicitly says they are not a delivery service, they are not a restaurant service, so that they don't have those liabilities, but instead they make millions in interest holding the money that you pay for delivery and for restaurants. You know, I'll keep you posted.
You see what I mean, though? It's just like these aren't lies. These are just strictly facts, everybody.
On any settlement.
Exactly. Now, we learn that DoorDash is holding the money from the drivers, they're holding the money from the restaurants, and if they want the money sooner, they have to pay a higher percentage or a fee in order to get their money released before a week. They're holding the money for a week. And you know, as well as I know, all these companies that hold funds, they're earning interest off of holding this money. That's the only reason to hold it. Why else? Why else would you need to hold it other than charging fees to release it sooner, or the money that you're making in interest? DoorDash is bad, man. Bad news. So now let's...
They're bad news, but they're making billions. They're making billions, and they're going to keep doing it until they can't do it anymore. You know? What makes it sad is that so many people rely on DoorDash to make a living. You know, because the economy, just the way life is, the demandingness of life, you know. Do you guys agree or disagree? I want to hear from you.
Let's talk about the almost $17 million settlement for New York Dashers. This is a part of apnews.com, and
everyone comment what market you deliver in. Alexa, stop. Everyone comment what state you work in and what market you work in. I am in New York, the Northeast, the New York City suburbs market. What about you?
This story was actually from February 24th of 2025. The headline reads, DoorDash to pay New York delivery workers $17 million for using their tips to cover wages. Yeah, that's right. It's dirty. It's really dirty. They were literally taking the tip money that was tipped to drivers and using one person's tip money to pay another's wages if the cost of that delivery didn't cover it. Listen up. DoorDash will pay almost $17 million to settlement claims that it unfairly used customer tips to subsidize the wages of its delivery workers in New York rather than letting drivers keep the tips on top of their guaranteed pay. This came from Attorney General Letitia James. James said that DoorDash used the wage model between May 2017 and September 2019. The company would guarantee the workers a base payout for each delivery, but was factoring tips into the equation, only paying workers for whatever the tips didn't cover. Wow. DoorDash also did not make it clear to the customers that their tips were being used to offset wages.
Do you guys remember when this happened? I do. And I'll tell you, man, they absolutely, they put their foot in their mouth with this one. They really did.
This is just fundamentally unfair. Customers had no reason to believe that these tips were going to be used by DoorDash to reduce its costs. The company will pay $16.75 million in restitution that will be distributed to DoorDash workers who made deliveries between May 2017 and September 2019 in New York. Eligible workers will be contacted by a settlement administrator. In a statement, DoorDash said, while we believe our practices were properly represented,
Yeah, right.
we are pleased to have resolved this years-old matter. Did you, though? I really, really hope you did, because this is gross. And look forward to continuing to offer a flexible way for millions of people to reach their financial goals. The company said that the old pay model is no longer in use. Well, I was sure as shit hope so.
Because I do remember when they confirmed that they were not doing that anymore, that they changed their wage model and everything. So, yeah.
Because that is awful. That is awful. I know that if I ever order DoorDash, I honestly tip way more, because I know from watching all of these videos, because like I told you guys, I love watching DoorDashing videos on YouTube, TikTok, everywhere. I love them. I see that the drivers will complain about the low pay that they will get for a delivery. So if I happen to order DoorDash, I will go out of my way to tip more, just because I know I have content creators that I really enjoy watching, and it hurts me that they don't get paid more for their work. And if I found out that a healthy tip I was given my driver went to cover someone else's wages, oh, I'd be livid. I'd be hot.
But that is the normal reaction. To be livid, to be upset, and be like, whoa, that's not what I thought my money was going towards.
I'm hot now, and I'm not even the one tipping. Listen, you guys, I know that DoorDash is convenient. I know that people love DoorDash, but this kind of behavior from any business is just absolutely disgusting and shouldn't be supported, in my opinion. Shouldn't be supported. How many billion-dollar class action lawsuits have you heard of recently? It's insane. It's insanity. How often?
Million, yes. Billion, not so much. But here we are.
Often do you use DoorDash? Do you use it frequently enough? Does this make you feel any differently about using DoorDash now that all of this stuff is kind of coming to light? How do you feel about all this? Let me know down in the comments below.
So, guys, this is the end of the video here. Let me know your thoughts about this lawsuit and about DoorDash being predatory towards customers and dashers. I want to hear from all of you. Make sure you go subscribe to Lindey over here, Lindey. And her link will be in the description down below at the top. Tell her Pay to Drive sent you. And if you're new here, definitely hit the subscribe button and notification bell here. It's free. and let's see if we can get 1 like on this video. Let us know who you want me to react to next in the gig economy. And until next time, get that money, get that honey, keep hustling, keep bustling, and we'll see you next time right here on Paid to Drive. And if no one has told you today or at all, you are awesome and you are worth it. We'll see you next time, guys. Peace. Have a great one.